Can you give us 3 tips for brands to measure success?
Yeah. Well, I think the first one is you have to know what your goals are. Way too many marketers go into these things and they don't really know what they're trying to accomplish. Some of them are just experimenting, some think it's a cool thing to try out, but if you don't know what your goals are, then you're not going to have any idea whether or not you succeeded. The second thing is, once you set up those goals, figure out in advance how you're going to measure against those goals. Figure out before the campaign even begins what you think you can track that'll show you whether or not you hit those goals. And then the third one is to make sure that you're comparing your own results against yourself as opposed to everyone else. We get a lot of questions about what's the average number of this, or what's a good click-through rate, or what's a good ROI. The reality is what someone else is doing has nothing to do with what you're doing, and you need to make sure that you as a marketer are improving from one campaign to the next instead of trying to look at some artificial comparison of how you're doing compared to how some other marketer is doing.
The slogan of this conference is Get the Real Time.
Right.
So how you are connected to this slogan?
Well, I think one of the things that advertisers are seeing is that as we move from marketing 1.0 to marketing 2.0 and consumers are getting more interactive, is their campaigns are happening in real time now. A few years ago you would put a campaign on TV or you put a campaign in the newspaper, and a month later you would have run through the campaign cycle, and then you might go back and evaluate the campaign and maybe make any changes for next time. I think right now what you're seeing is marketers are engaging with people almost immediately. They're getting feedback on their campaigns and their messages right away. They can track the performance during the course of the campaign more effectively, and we're actually in a position where we can optimize our campaigns and sort of change what we're doing and make sure it's working well in not real time but pretty close to real time.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.